Have you ever wondered what separates successful realtors from the rest? Or what separates the best in class or best in category from the rest? Why is there only one Elon Musk? Why is there only one Steve Jobs? Why is there only one um, Dangote? Right? So, can you explain that? Now, it doesn't matter the field, it doesn't matter the industry, it doesn't matter the whether it is sport, whether it's education, whether it is real estate. There are only handful of successful people in the world. And have you sat yourself down to think about that? So, in today's video, we are going to be discussing in today's training. I'm used to saying in today's video. In today's live session, we are going to be discussing the daily habits of a successful realtor. Now, for anybody that you know that is successful today, or the 1% of the 1% in different industries, what you are going to notice is the difference between them and other people is in their what? Habits, right? And that is what we are going to be learning today. So if you can hear me clearly, type 1 in the comment section. If you can see me clearly, type 2 in the comment section. And just like we normally do, once you jump on live, type hashtag live. And if you are watching the replay, you type hashtag replay, right? So in real estate, we have people that are successful. We have people that are making sales consistently. And we also have people that maybe they sell once in a year or once in a blue moon. And you may be wondering what is the difference. The difference lies in their daily habits. Whether we like it or not, our daily habits affect our reality. What we do every day is what um, what we are going to see as what we are going to see as our reality. Now, before I go into explaining the daily habits of a realtor, I want us to first of all understand what habit is. What is habit? Now, a habit is a routine or behavior that is repeated regularly and tends to occur unconsciously. It is a behavior that is what? Repeated regularly and tends to occur unconsciously. So things like when you wake up in the morning, next thing, if you're the type that wake up to pray, first of all wake up to pray or read your Bible. Next thing, you may proceed to brushing your teeth. Next thing, you're having your bath. Next thing, you're preparing for work if you are working a 9 to 5, right? So there are some things we do every single day, whether consciously or unconsciously, and that in is known as what? A habit. So now, bringing it down to real estate or bringing down to being a realtor, there are some habits you need to cultivate that is going to make you become a successful realtor. All right. So habit, it develops through frequent repetition, moving from an action that requires conscious effort. The emphasis on what? Conscious effort. So it develops through frequent repetition, and then moving from an action that requires conscious effort to one that becomes nearly or completely automatic. So I'm going to use this to explain habits. So if you are someone that is driving at the moment, you see there was a point in your life that you are learning how to drive. So at that point, you are consciously learning how to drive. So, but once you started driving, next thing is that you can just be driving without like consciously doing it again, because you have done it repeatedly, that you can now just wake up on your car and move the car, and you are not disturbed about your environment. So that is what a habit does. So for you to become a successful realtor, there are some habits, there are some behaviors that you have to what? Consciously develop, and you have to do it repeatedly so that it will lead you to the path of being a successful realtor. Now, ask yourself, as a realtor, what are the things, what are those things I'm doing repeatedly and unconsciously for my business? Because whether we know it or not, as a realtor, you're automatically a business owner, right? So, in when I started real estate in 2021, I started to consciously develop some habits, because I know that for me to be able to run this real estate business, I am going to develop some habits that is going to help me to become successful. Now, for you to start selling, like for somebody that you have not sold before, you see that for you to sell, you have to consciously learn how to sell, right? So for you to start putting yourself out there, you have to consciously learn how to put yourself out there. So when I started, I did not know a lot of things. I didn't know anything about marketing or about real estate and every other thing. What I started doing then was I started learning. In my first 3 months, I committed to learning. So at that point, I was committed to a habit, which is what? Learning. Learning about marketing, learning about understanding how real estate works, and learning about communication, how to talk to people and get them to buy. All right. So so that is the what? The conscious habit I developed, or the conscious effort I developed over time. And over time, it has helped me to start making sales. So, because one thing I have understand is, according to the Pareto's principle, which states that 80% of success, or 80% of any result, is being achieved by 20% of the effort you put in generating that result. So it means that if you are making, sales, or if you made a sale of 100 million, for instance, it means that maybe two or five or 10 persons from the 50 persons or 100 people that have reached out to you in a particular month, two out of them, two people out of those 100 people, or 10 persons out of that 100 people, are the people that actually bought from you, that helped you to achieve that 100 million in sales, right? So it means that for every single day, your activity for that particular day is either going towards helping you to achieve your goals or targets at the end of the day. Now, I'm going to be talking about the second law, which is known as the prices law. Prices law states that 50% production of any domain is produced by the square root of that domain. Do you understand it? That 50% production of any domain, it is produced by the square root of that domain. It means that if you have 9 people, like as a team, and you are, let's say you are in a sales and marketing company, and you have like 9 people that you have like 9 people as a team that is making sales. Now, let's take for instance, you are making 100 million naira in sales per week. It means that maybe 3 persons out of those 9 people, 9 persons, are the ones making that particular sale. All right. So it means that the number of people making the most in the real, so like I said, like the prices law states, 50% of production of any domain is produced by the square root of that domain. It means that the people making the most money in real estate is also produced by small number of people. Now, how do you now become that part of the small number? All right. So I want us to get these things right before I will now go into what the daily habits of a successful realtor looks like. So it means that if you want to be part of that square root that is making the 50% production in your industry, you have to become what? The best. All right. If you want to become the best of the best, it means that you have to be willing to pay the price, abi, to pay the price of being the best. Now, the person that we are going to be learning this from, especially from the scriptures, is King Solomon. So, King Solomon, when he prayed to God, he asked God for what? Wisdom, right? And God said to him, because you asked this thing, I will give you more wisdom and understanding than anyone has ever had before or again, right? And I will give you what you have not even asked for. God said to him that for all your life, you will have wealth and honor more than any other king. Now, reading from chapter 3 to 10, I mean, this is not a Bible class, but I'm trying to, buttress a point. It states that Solomon exceeded other kings, both in wisdom and in what? In wealth. And then over time, people from different parts of the earth started coming and be praying to Solomon to listen to him. So, which means that Solomon became what? The best of the best. Now, for you to become the best among the top percent, I think is we should also learn it from Solomon to ask for the right wisdom to become the best of the best in our domain, right? So it means that once you are the best of the best, you will have people from every part of the world that is coming to pay you. So you'll be receiving money from the best. So being the best actually pays off. All right. So for you to be to commit for you to become the best, for you to be part of the successful people that are making the most money in real estate, or for you to be part of the successful realtors, you have to commit to what? Being the best. And um, that is why you have to commit to being the best. And that is why the Bible said in Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 10, that whatever your hand finds to do, you should do what? Do it with all your might. So, because if you don't do them, no knowledge or no wisdom, what did you say? No wisdom in the wisdom of the dead, and that is where we are going to. So what I'm trying to say is that if you not commit to being the best while you are still active, right? If you don't commit to being the best when you are still active, you may not even have the opportunity to do it again, because I mean, one day we all die, right? So we only have so it means that whatever you are doing, whether you are a realtor, whether you are in any other business, you should commit to being the best out of it. That is what I'm trying to say. So if you have decided, so for you to be the best, or for you to become a successful realtor, you need to decide that you need to be what? Successful. Because if you don't decide it, you may remain in mediocrity, right? You may remain in being the average. And being the average or being a mediocre won't help you to become what? The best. Are we following? So like I'm trying to buttress this so that once I start talking about the habits, you at least you get to push yourself, you get to understand that you have to push yourself to become what? A successful real estate agent. Or you have to push yourself to become the best in the real estate industry. So when I started real estate, I know that the only way for me to become the best is to do what other people are not willing to do, right? Many people like to do what is convenient for them. And for you to be the best, you don't have to do the things that are convenient. If not, you will remain in that average. And when you are in that average level, you will not earn what the best are earning. And you will not be part of the square root that is making the most from that particular domain. So I'm going to say here that being the best pays off very well. All right, being the best pays off very well. If you have seen any successful realtor or any top selling real estate agent, one thing you should notice about them Is the kind of deals they close. I mean, I follow people like Eden Oasis, right? Sometimes if I want to get motivated, I go to her page and I'll see where she will where they will post a flyer of a 1.5 billion naira house that she closed. It's not every realtor that is doing that kind of deals every day, right? So for you to be the best, it pays off very well. There are some deals that will be coming to you that is not going to other people. There are some deals that if they are looking for the person that they are going to deal that to run that deal with, they are coming to you because what? They know that you are the best to handle that type of deal. So that is why you need to what? First, decide that you what? You need to what? Be the best. So it's not optional. It's not optional if you want to be the best or if you want to be a successful realtor. Now, I'm going to be talking about, before I go into other things, I'm going to be talking about the things that makes us to be the best, or the things that makes us to become a what? A successful realtor. Now, as a real estate agent, what are the daily activities that you carry out? What are the things that you do as a real estate agent? Please, I need the voice. What are the things that you carry out as a real estate agent? For most of us that are here, what are the things you do daily? Since you became a realtor, what are the things you do daily? Okay. What are the things you do daily as a realtor? I'm listening, guys. Or since you became a realtor, what are the things that you do? Let's just talk about daily activities of a realtor. Eh? A realtor. Okay, you say you create content. This marker, help me. Okay. Say number one, you create content. Okay. Those in the comment section, I also want to hear from you. Follow up on clients, follow up on leads. Another, site inspection. What are other things? Okay, learning or slash studying the market. What are other things that we do? Okay, we've talked about site inspections. We've talked about following up on clients, creating content, and then learning the markets. So you see that these are the things that makes up our activities every single day. So it means that I'm going to summarize this thing in three major activities. It means that we are creating content to what? Generate leads, to attract leads, abi? Then we are following up on the leads. Site inspection is in nurturing the leads. Learning too, I think, is also part of nurturing leads. So I would say that the three major activities of a realtor is number one, lead generation. Lead nurturing. Okay, we did not talk about closing. We did not say we sell properties. We said every other thing than apart from the main thing, which is selling properties. Yes, so lead conversion. Thank you, Ma. So, as a realtor, your life is revolving around this. Now, when we are talking about learning, you're also learning how to generate leads, you're learning how to nurture, and you're learning how to convert. Yes. So when you are creating content, you are what? Creating content to attract people to you, to generate lead, which is our number one goal as a realtor. As a realtor, you need to have a full pipeline of people that are raising up their hand every day to tell you that, oh, I want this property. I want you to help me. Do you understand? So your first goal or your first activity or your first duty as a realtor is to what? Generate leads, enough leads. And that is why when you focus on this more, you may not need to do lead nurturing enough, right? When you are following up, you will not tie your umbilical cord around somebody that is posting you. If you have enough leads, you can easily convert. But when you don't have enough leads, there's no conversion. So that is why our number one duty as a real estate agent or as a realtor is to what? To generate enough leads. Keep your pipeline full. Tadeka should say, keep your pipeline full of people. Because number one, real estate is a business of people. So every day when you wake up, what you are thinking is, how can I get people to reach out to me? Right? That is your number one duty. How can I get enough people to reach out to me? How many people will I serve today? Right? And even the Bible says that when the apostles of Jesus was asking, the disciples was asking, who is the greatest among us? And Jesus answered to them, the greatest amongst you should be the what? Servant of many. The servant of many. Now, for you to be a successful realtor or for you to be the best in the real estate industry, you have to serve a lot of people. Now, I'm not saying you should serve rental people, serve people looking for shops, serve people looking for houses, looking for farmland, and the rest of it. I'm talking about if you are focused on land sales. Let's take for instance, if you are specialized on land sales, you should have enough people reaching out to you or raising up their hand, telling you, oh, Jesse, oh, Emmanuel, I want you to help me to secure this land. There's this particular, even when you are not the person that promoted that property, they are coming to you to tell you that, oh, there's this particular property that I saw, I want you to help me. All right. So that is what your number one duty or your number one daily activity as a realtor. In fact, this is the measure. So when you wake up every day and you don't know what you are doing, or you keep resharing people's status, it means that you don't even understand your duty as a realtor. For you to become a real estate agent, you have to know what makes a real estate agent or how real estate agents makes money. Excuse me, please. Let me take water. So you first need to understand your duty as a real estate agent first. So if you are saying you don't know what to post every day, you don't know what to do, it just simply means that you don't even know who a realtor is. And that is why it usually starts from learning. Sit down, learn who a realtor is, what are their duties, right? What are the duties of a realtor? And then, how did they make money? Remember the prices law, right? The 50% production of any domain is made by what? Square root of that particular domain. So if you want to make to be part of that square root, you need to what? Understand what your duties are. Because I said the challenge that most people have, especially realtors, is that they don't even know their duties. Right? They feel it's just to sell. Meanwhile, sell is just one out of the whole duties they have to do as a realtor. So the first activity or first duty is what? Lead generation. So the second one is, after you have generated this lead, remember, like I said, lead is the major thing. What is a lead? For most of us that have not been in the class, if you have not been in our class before, you may not still understand what a lead is. So who is a lead? A potential client or prospect. So a lead is somebody that may buy, that is interested in what you are doing, all right, that may end up becoming what? A client. So if somebody have not bought from you, it's not yet your client though. It's until the person what buys that the person becomes your client. So you have to intentionally know that every single day you must what? Generate what? Leads. You should have enough lead. So the next thing is what? Lead nurturing. Now you have gotten these people telling you, oh, I want you to help me. Oh, I want you to show me the properties that you have, right? Or some of them that have reached out to you that are still skeptical. They don't know whether they should buy from you or not. Because first, real estate is a is a business of trust. And for people to trust you, especially they just saw you online, right? They don't know you from anywhere. So before they trust you with their money, they have to monitor you for a while. Some people, they will watch you for like 3 months, 2 months, 1 year, 2 years before they even decide to do business with you. All right. So as a realtor, one of your duty too is to what? Nurture that lead. There are different ways you nurture leads, right? Nurturing means um, making the ground fertile or suitable for them to decide to work with you. So here you have to intentionally show proofs that people are working with you and they can trust you too. So this is where you are going for what? Site inspections. You are going for site inspections. So as a realtor, one of your duty is to go to sites. Go and see the properties yourself. It's not only when you have clients that you have to go to site oh. Because most times when we wait till we have clients, when the client is not asking you about the property, you may not be able to answer because you have not what? Visited the place. And you cannot tell about the place, right? And once client senses that you are not sure of what you are saying, they will leave you to another person that is sure. And confidence sells faster. So when you are not confident of what you are saying, they senses it and then they move to another person. All right. So one of your duties is what? Site inspection. Site inspection does these few things. Number one, it helps you to understand the location that you are marketing or understand the property that you are marketing. Number two, it also shows that you're in the business. Remember, we are talking about what? Lead nurturing. So the only way you can show that you're in the business is when you go to site, you make a video of yourself and post it, right? And then um, site inspection also helps you to get acquainted or get familiar with the location. So when you visit a particular property often, you can easily sell that location, because by the time you are visiting that place, you are beginning to get familiar with the place, and you are beginning to explain the place to your audience in such a way that they feel that you know about that particular place, right? So it builds what? Your confidence. So site inspections is what? Part of what? Lead nurturing. Another kind of lead nurturing way is through your through testimonials. When people buy from you, when you're signing documents, you show it. That way you're also what? Nurturing your lead. So some people that are yet to trust you to buy, by the time they see your status where you are showcasing how you're taking people for inspections, how people are buying from you, how you're signing clients documents and all of that, it shows that they can trust you. So those things are what? Lead what? Nurturing. Then the final one is now lead conversion. This is now the time they are ready to work with you, right? They now want to go for what? The site inspection. After the site inspection, you follow up, right? You follow up here and then get them to what? Pay. You see that at the end of the day, you have a lot of work to do as a real estate agent. You have a lot of work to do. But if you are starting out, I will always advise that you focus where in this part, lead generation. When you have enough leads, you can easily convert, right? And that is why when somebody that is good in marketing can can um can outbid somebody that is good in sales. Here's what I mean. If somebody that is good in marketing, that is promoting, and he has, you know that business is a game of numbers. So when you have, let's say, 100 people reaching out to you or 1,000 people reaching out to you, and you're able to close 10 persons out of that 100, you can be somebody that doesn't know how to attract that numbers to himself, right? Because the person may be tied to one person that is promising him or her that he's going to buy, right? And by the time the prospect is done with the person, you that is good with attracting a lot of number of people to yourself will be selling faster than the other person that is just tied to one person. Do you understand? So when you are starting out, or as a realtor, generally business is a game of numbers. Sales also is a game of numbers. And that is why when you are following up on some clients, for me, when I'm following up on some clients and I feel like they are not coming forth, I immediately divert my energy back to where? Lead generation, to generate more people. Because I know by the end of the day, the game of numbers is so going to play out. The ADA principle is also what? Going to what? Play out. So if I'm able to generate 1,000 people and 100 people indicated interest, and then 10 went for inspection, one or even two out of them will definitely buy. So every single day, your number one goal is what? Lead generation. So every day you focus, when you wake up, you ask yourself, what am I going to do today to attract people to myself? How am I going to serve this particular audience that we in turn reach out to me, right? So these are what? The daily activities of what? A realtor. Now, I'm also going to add, apart from this lead conversion, I want to add the post sales, that is the after sales activities. It's also part of what? Your duty as a real estate agent. After sales activities. After sales activities. We remember the anatomy of sales, Abby? Anatomy of sales. We say it first starts what with you, realtor, getting a property, right? Advertising the property, what? Inspection, what? Um, payments, what again? Documentation. Let's take it up. Allocation and possession. So even the anatomy of sales, or the sales transaction process of a property, you see that you already have work to do from here. Finding the property, Advertising, when we talk about lead generation, you start advertising to get people to buy. Then site inspection, nurturing. Payments is now closing. Then documentation, allocation and possession is what? The after sales process activities. So you see that you already have a workload as a realtor, because by the time you start promoting to get somebody, you now take the person for a site inspection. You see your activities are climbing up, right? Payment, you are following up for the client to pay. The client now pays. You still have work to do oh. After payment, you follow up for the client's documentation. Now, so many realtors end here at lead conversion or at payment, right? But that is not what it's supposed to do, because, like I said, real estate is a business of people. So for you to be in business, you have to learn people relationship. And one way you can build relationship is in your after sales what? Activities. So after the sales, you see that you are not abandoning the client because you have gotten the client to pay. You follow up for the client to get his documentation. And with that way, you are also building what? Relationship. Then you follow up that the client gets his plot what? Allocated, or he gets to, if it is a house, you ensure that the client gets his house and move into the house, right? And then possession, you ensure that the client possess his property, right? Now when you do this, you see that you have work to do. You have work to do to ensure that you are getting, the client is getting document, client is getting allocated, the client is getting what? Is taking possession. And that is why I usually say that the commission you are receiving is paying for the after sales activities. The commission you are receiving as a real estate agent is paying for the after sales activities. So it is your duty to handle your client till the client takes possession of his property. Do you understand? And when you do it that way, it builds more trust with the client. The client will start seeing you as his agent or her agent. I've noticed some of my clients, they save my number as my Enugu agent. So how will somebody save you like that? If not that you have done all of this, you have built trust with the person. So if you just end with payments, or if you just end with lead conversion, then the after sales activities, you abandon them, then you you may not belong in the business. So now when we are talking about daily activities of a successful realtor, it means that a successful realtor is paying attention to all of this. They are not leaving anyone untouched. So every single day, that is why I make sure that I follow a lot of top real estate agents in Nigeria or even outside Nigeria. And one thing I notice about them is that they're doing all of this perfectly. When you see their content, if you see the content of lead generation, it's going out every single hour. If it's lead nurturing, you are seeing it, right? When they take clients for inspection, they are showing it. When they close, they are announcing it. That is why nobody, because they also understand that nobody is going to do that for you. And that is why I said, for you to become a successful realtor, you need to decide it. If you want to be the best in your city, you need to decide it. For me, I decided that in my city, if they're mentioning the first 5 top real estate agents, my name should be among. So it comes with intentionality. So if you are not intentional about what you want, then you may be living a mediocre life, and you will not be getting the best of the best, right? You will not be getting paid well like the best. So when you see some successful real estate agents or the top real estate agents that are closing those deals back to back, or that are making the most out of real estate, you see that they don't play with this. Their lead generation is top notch, lead nurturing too, and then lead conversion. Then another thing I see is their after sales activities. They don't joke with it. I see some real estate agents that Some people they even go to the fast when their client has a birthday, they get a cake for the client. All right, that is what after sales activities. You still build relationship with this person. You see them gifting their clients. All right, these things are what they are using to build and keep themselves in the business. Because at the end of the day, the referrals that are going to come from the leads that you have generated may most times outbeat this lead nurturing and lead conversion or lead generation. You don't know how sweet it is that somebody that bought property from you referred it to like two or three other of his friends. That thing doesn't happen by fluke. It happens from your activities, after sales activities. So if you are not consciously doing that, you'll be leaving so many things. You'll be leaving some you'll be missing out. It's called unconscious loss. You will not even know that you're missing out. For somebody like me, when a client that bought from me that we have not met before, if you are meeting for the first time, I usually go with a gift. So this is because I know that I understand that these people are capable of bringing more leads to me than what my content would have done. Do you understand? So when you have one person that refers you to three, like in 2023, what I enjoyed most in that year was referrals. And this came from my people that bought from me. Do you understand? One particular woman, she have referred me to like all her community members. Do you understand? So that is what your after sales activities does or can do. So you see that you already have work to do. And that is why learning is very important. Learning, either you are learning directly or indirectly. For me, I noticed that in some top real estate agents, especially in Lagos, they do that very well. I see people like Eden Oasis, I always mention her name, and other people. When their client buys, maybe they want to deliver the client, maybe the client bought a house, they want to deliver the car key, the house key. They are going with gifts to welcome the client into his house, into our house. So that act of, let's say, act of kindness will always come back because, yes, because value will always come back. So that act of love will always come back. And for you to be a successful one, it means that you have to have good relationships. You have to learn. You have to learn it. You need to have good people relationship. I know so many, and again, not all clients that is going to be your friend. It's not all clients that you can maintain that relationship with. Some just want to buy and go. Don't even call them. Don't even disturb them. I learned that in the hard way in 2022, right? So, but the ones that once you show the act of kindness, they accept it. They acknowledges it. You keep them close, all right? And somebody like Alex Hamosi will always say that you should always treat your client like a prospect. For you to be in business, you should always treat your client like a prospect. You see that way you followed up on them till they pay. Same way you should keep following up on them even after they have paid. And that is the way you stay top of mind. And that is the way they can say, oh, this my friend actually wants to buy you. Let me share his number with you. Tell him that it's Chief this that gave you his number, or Mrs. This that gave you her number. So you see that that's how most successful real estate agents are winning, right? These things doesn't happen by chance. You have to intentionally what learn it, and that's why I said being a successful or being the number one, you have to decide. That is why it's not for everybody. And the thing is that it not even require any gifts. You don't have to particularly have any gifts or any talent for you to be the best. Because the truth is that it's not everybody that wants to be the best. Some people just want to be trying. oh, I'm trying. When I hear people say, oh, I'm trying, that is why it doesn't make sense to me when you have a work that is supposed to pay you, and you're telling me that that work you are doing is that you are trying. It means that you don't even believe in the work that is going to work for you. So you don't have to try. You have to what? Be the best. And you have to decide it. I mean, I'm not the one that is going to tell you what to be, right? But you have to what? If you want to be the best, if you want to become the part of successful real estate agent, you have to decide it. All right. Are we following so far? So most time when you say I'm trying means I'm not going to do my best. You're just telling yourself I'm not going to do my best because if it doesn't work, you just want to tell the person that I'm just trying to do my best. I mean, if it doesn't work, just know that I did what I tried my best. But is is not it's not okay to be desiring something and doing another thing differently. So you are desiring to be a successful realtor, but you are doing every other thing than what the things that is going to help you to become successful. And that's why I say work your work, do the work. Because the work is going to do two things. The work has two sides. Two sides. The first one is that the work is working on you. That is the first side. Then the second side is that the work is working for you. So, but first it has to what? Work on you before it starts what? Working for you. So if you want to become a successful realtor, you need to decide that you are going to what? Put in the work that is going to make you become a successful realtor. Now, most successful realtors, they are not successful because they are the best, right? But they have learned the principles of what they are supposed to be doing as successful people, and they're sticking to it every single day. And that is why it looks like they are outsmarting or beating other people out in the market. Because they also understand that it's not everybody that wants to be the best, right? It's not everybody that wants to um, do the right things or do the things that is going to make them successful. So for the work to work for you, right? For the work to work for you, you have to learn. You have to get prepared so that when the time comes, the work will start working for you. Amen. So now that we've understood the daily activities of a realtor, these are daily activities of a realtor. So I want to give us a hack that is going to help us to become a successful realtor with our daily activities. Uh, is it a hack? Yes, it's a hack. It's a hack. All right. So I'm going to give us a hack that will make us to be more intentional with our activities that will help us to become successful realtors. So and that hack is setting a goal or a target. Use my voice, say it's a target. The only thing that can help you to stay focused every single day as a realtor or as someone in business is having a goal or a target. If you don't have a goal, you will just be like scalar quantity, no direction. You just be moving, just be living life. And the worst place to be in life is to be living life without intentions or without intentionality. You are allowed, because you don't have a goal, you allow distractions. And and if you are not intentionally working on yourself or intentionally building on something, you just keep living life. Before you know it, you get old and you die. And every existence has what? Expiring. Right? We must expire, whether we like it or not. So when you are still thinking that, oh, I have time, you are living, you have a lot of distractions to yourself. It's because you don't have a goal. You don't even know what you are supposed to do. You don't even find a purpose for yourself as a human being first. Now, going to it, right? So, setting a goal will help you to what? Stay focused, and it will help you to stay away from distractions, right? To help you to stay more intentional, and it will help you to practice more of your daily activities as a successful realtor. Because at the end of the day, distraction will always keep you to being okay. And that is why when you don't have a goal, any amount you make, you may think that it is okay, and you may remain there. You think it is okay, but it is not okay if you are not living a purposeful life. And the only way you can live a purposeful life is when you can not only fend for yourself, but also fend for your family or even for your children's children. The Bible says that a good man leaveth inheritance for his children's children. So if you are okay, you can't leave inheritance for your children's children. And if you are not intentionally doing it now, you can't. You can't. Do you understand? So having a goal will help you to not just to fulfill your own life, but also the life that God wants us to fulfill, right? And that's why God created us in our own unique ways. When I'm saying be the best, it's not be the best of any other person, it's being the best of yourself. Being the best of I'll be the best of Jacinta, right? You be the best of Emmanuel, you be the best of Jesse, you be the best of Tim, right? So that is why our greatest advantage is our personality. And God made us enough for ourselves, right? So if we are not intentionally working on that, we may live a very distractful life. I don't know whether there's a word like that, but you may live a life that you are so much distracted, and at the end of the day, there's nothing to show for it. And like I said, your next day is not even guaranteed. So why are we not using the present time we have to make the most out of it? So the problem is that we live life like we have 900 years to go. Meanwhile, we don't even know whether. Do you understand? So I'm not saying this to put fear in us, but just to remind us of who we are, right? So when you live life with the mind that one day you are going to expire, but what counts is what you are leaving behind and the life you try to fulfill when you were alive, right? So that will make you to what? Set a goal for yourself and consciously remind yourself about that goal, right? So now, bringing it down to real estate, bringing it down to being a realtor. I'm talking here about when you're setting a goal, set an income goal. Set an income goal. I mean, if it is other people are teaching about goals, they can teach you about spiritual goal and other goals. But here I'm talking about income goal. For the next 1 month, how much do I really want to make? Because if your goal is not defined, you will not get any results. And you feel that any amount you make is okay because first you don't even have a goal. So when you don't have a goal, you just keep wishing, wishing. But when you have a goal, you will actively want to achieve that goal. Now, in trying to achieve the goal will be working on you too. That is why I say that the work is working on you and it's going to work for you. It's two sides. So when you are trying to achieve your goal, the goal is working on you to become the person that can achieve that goal. right? That's why this Link I don't know, Abraham Lincoln, right? Used to say things like Lincoln, Lincoln, right? Okay. He was right when he said, "I will prepare myself. Perhaps my time will come." But I was I would say now is not even perhaps. The time will always come. Is now, are you ready when that time comes? Because what happens is that time reveals and time also shows who you are. So when that time comes, if you are not prepared, it will reveal you, right? And if you are not prepared, you also get exposed, right? So you have to prepare because that time will definitely come. So when you have a goal, the goal is working on you to become the person that will what? Achieve that goal, because definitely that goal will definitely come. That time will definitely come, right? So what is your income goal for the next 1 month, between now to June or between now to July? How much do I want to make? So when you sit down and ask yourself that question, you sit down and write the goal what down. And that is where strategies come in. Successful real estate agents, they don't assume their figures. There's this girl I met in Abuja. I mean, we became friends over time. So yesterday, I was discussing with her on the phone, and she was saying something like, so I recommended some real estate movies to her. She said she wanted to watch some real estate movies on Netflix. I recommended, so she came back and was telling me what she learned from that movie. That Selling Sunset, that is the name of that movie on Netflix. Selling Sunset. She said that one thing she noticed about those agents is that they usually um, they're usually happy when they make 2 digits, right? That is when they make high figure. They're usually happy. So she started thinking to herself that she has not. She said she was, because we discussed this movie thing. I think that was in February that I recommended that. I mean, myself, I haven't forgotten I recommended the movie to her. So she was not telling me about the effect on the of the movie on her. That that they used to rejoice when they make 2 digits in commissions. So what happened is that she started wishing. She said she had never. It's not like she has never made two. She said she have made 2 digits like once or twice, but she started longing for it more from that video. Then she now went to set a goal that she wants to make so figures. And she's telling me that between last month and this month, that she just realized that she has made that digit in like in yes, yes, at intervals. You see that that's what goal does. If you have an income goal, sometimes knowing or unknowingly, you don't know when you even hit it. Sometimes you may hit it and pass. Sometimes you may not hit it. But in your conscious mind, you're telling yourself that you can still achieve this. Do you understand? But when you don't have a goal, what happens is that you are just flowing, whatever that comes. And it also sets you on your feet when you have a goal. You want to achieve it, right? You want to do the right things that's going to help you to achieve it. So I feel that the only thing that can channel you to your daily activities is from your income goal. How many properties do I want to sell this year? I'm not even going to the number of properties. How much do I want to make by the month of June? We're going to June, right? How much do I want to make in the month of June, or um, between now to July? How much do I want to make? Then you sit down. So let's take for instance, in the month of June, I want to make 5 million in commissions. This is where the planning starts. This is where you now strategize. For me to make this 1 million naira in commission, it means that what? I have to sell property worth 50 million. Abi, let's when we're talking about 10%, you have to sell property that worth 50 million. Now, at least. So now that you see that you have to make these sales between now till June for you to be able to make this 5 million in commission, this is where the next work comes in. Which properties am I going that is which properties am I going to sell that will help me to make this commission faster? So you see that that is where the work comes in. This is where being strategic with your marketing comes in. You will not just wake up and post anything a day. You are posting based on the goal that you have. And you sit down to choose properties that are going to lead you closer to achieving this goal. So this is where you now say, okay, which property? Let me say for Emerald Court that is 20 million. If I should sell two plots of Emerald Court, I've already earned like 44 million in commissions. And I now sell like another two plots of Grand Omega to give me another like 750,000. Or times two, you sell like two plots. You already have like 1.5 cooling. You see that okay. And again, when setting your goal, please don't set unrealistic goal. If 5 million is too much for you, you can even start me. If I tell you my goal when I started, please don't laugh. Don't laugh. So it's always good that you set realistic goal that is not making you to shut down when you think about it. If you feel that 5 million is too much for your head now, put it at 1 million or put it at 500,000. So that what happens that when you set an unrealistic goal, to be shutting down your system every single time. And when your brain keeps shutting down, when you think about your goal, then that goal is not helping you, it's demotivating you. And it will not make you to move forward. And you still remain at the okay level. That's why when some young people are dreaming, you say, "Oh, when I grow up, I'll be like this, I'll be like that." Meanwhile, you have not even started setting small goals like reading a book every day, reading one page of a book every day, or listening to this podcast every day. You think that you will automatically become a rich person without you having to. You think rich people are lazy people? Oh, it's not. They are not lazy. Oh. In fact, for you to be in their cycle, you have to be smart and you have to be knowledgeable. Now, for you to even relate with a client, you have to be knowledgeable. For you to even become a successful realtor, you have to be what? Knowledgeable. You have to put in the work. Like, it's not something that you wish for. Success is not something that you wish for. If it is about wishes, everybody would have been rich now. If wishes were horses, is it too much? Right? So so you don't have to wish for it. You need to set a goal part time and start doing it. If you want to start speaking fluently, it's not going to happen by magic. You have to start practicing it. You need to start watching other people that speaks and start learning it and start on your camera to test it, right? If you want to communicate better, like when I started real estate, I can't even look at you eyeball to eyeball to communicate. I'm always looking away. I'm always shy. Everything was doing me. But I started learning, I started reading some books, how to communicate to people, how to win friends and influence people. I started reading those books and they helped me. I started practicing them and they helped me. So most of these things doesn't happen by chance, doesn't happen by fluke. You have to be intentional about them and start doing them. So having a goal part time is going to help you to move from one point to another. So when you are setting an unrealistic goal, it will just keep demotivating you and you may just remain where you are. And that is why you keep telling yourself, I will try, because you are not ready to be the best. You are not ready to do your best. So you just tell the person, I will try, because so that later they'll say, she actually tried her best. There's nothing like trying your best. Do all it takes. Do whatever it takes. Right? There's nothing like trying your best. So when setting your income goal, Please set a realistic goal. If you are the type that have not earned 1 million naira that is together before, or 5 million naira that is together before, or is still too big in your mind, please start with a small amount. You can start with 500K and then start working towards it. Select properties that is going to help you to earn that 500K. And from there, what happens is that once you hit that one, you aim higher. Do you understand? So when I started real estate, then I've never received a lot of 100K that is together, or 200K that is together, right? So what was I wishing for? When my boss, when Mr. Jeff asked me, so what's your goal? What's your target? Yeah, I told him it's 100K. Jesus Christ. It did shock the man, but he said he did not say anything because he said that as we are at a certain level per time. So, and that was the level I was at that time. And do you know what happened? My first sale gave me more than that amount. I had like my first sale gave me like 100 and something K commission. And then I just so I now want 500K. I started pushing to earn 500K. From there, I started looking for. You will not even want to imagine my goals right now. So, so that is how it usually starts. So start with realistic goal, and then when you choose your goal, when you say, "Oh, I want to make 500K, I want to make 1 million naira this month," what you need to do is look for properties that is going to help you to achieve that income goal. So then I think we had this property we were selling for 1.2 million, 1.4 million, and all my energy was there because I know if I sell like 5 plots there, I will make that 500K. You understand? So even the 100K, I put my energy there that with this property now, once I sell one plot, I'll earn that 100K. So that is why I said start with realistic goal so that once it will motivate you to do it. See, when you write an income goal that you really desire in your heart, you have the motivation to want to achieve it. But if you put one particular number there, or you have earned 1 million before, you now go and put 1 billion in sales, I'll just laugh at you. Or your goal will be laughing at you. You and your goal will be like this. Your goal will be here. You will be here. Anytime you think about the goal, your goal is saying, you wrote me down. Or you say, no, 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 that's not what I said. To be shutting you down every time. So do not set what? Unrealistic goal. So when you set your goal, you now look for properties that are within, that is going to help you what? Achieve that goal. This is where you now select the properties. That is why it's not every property that I promote per time. When you see me talking about a particular property, know that they still have set a particular goal with that property. Do you understand? So when you are posting, it will not direct your activities per day. So when you have a goal, right? You see that you want to make 5 million, for instance, you want to make 5 million. You have selected the property. To start creating content around that property that is going to generate the leads that will help you to buy that particular property. Are we following? So, like I said, you want to make 5 million naira in sales. So, you need to sell what? At least 50 million naira worth of property. So, for you to sell 50 million naira worth of property, you need to choose the estate or the properties that is going to help you to make this 50 million. Maybe, let's say, Emerald Court. Choose the property in your own city and in the area that you are working. Emerald Court, Grand Omega. So what I will start doing now is what? To generate leads, to start creating content around this that is going to attract people that will desire to buy Emerald Court estate from me. Do you understand? So here you are now doing what? Lead generation again. So lead generation, this is where you are now focused on. If it is, we're talking about online sales here. I don't know much about offline marketing. But now that you want to generate leads that will help you to sell these properties, that will in turn help you to make your income goal, to earn your income goal, you will start creating content that is going to attract people that will end up buying these properties that you have set. So let's take for instance, you need to sell at least, for you to make that 5 million, you need to sell at least 2 plots of this and 1 plot of this. So your content will now be around these properties. So you are now creating content like things to look out for before you buy a property, those things. You start creating content, right? So it have already, you see that your income goal have already given you work. It have already given you work to go and do. Because for you to achieve that goal, you have to what? Do the work. Abi? So to now give you the work, you start doing content that is going to attract people to reach out to you. This is where you now do your educational content, promotional content, lifestyle content, testimonial content. But there are also going around what? These two properties. So that at the end of the day, you may at least for you to sell 2 plots of this, means that you have to attract at least 2,000 people, abi, using the ADA principle. So you need to at least get 2,000 people that must have watched your content, and out of that 2,000, maybe 100 we say I'm interested, even though they are not interested at the moment. And then maybe 2 people later will now tell you, will start asking you questions on how they can secure that property. And you now know what, take them for inspection, right? From that inspection, they make payments. And that is how you now earn your commission, which will result to you achieving this goal. So you see that when you have a goal, your day is already occupied. Your week, or for that month, you already have activities to do, because you'll be engrossed with the activities that is going to help you to generate the people who is going to help you towards achieve these income goals. Are we following? Please, those online, I don't know whether there are people online. So um, if you have questions, please drop it at the comment section. If you have question, then for us here, if you have question, also let me know, because I'll be wrapping up soon. So when you have your income goal, it's going to keep you busy. It will help you that every single day you are doing these 3 things. You are generating leads. You are focused on what? Lead generation, right? You also focus on lead nurturing, and you also focus on lead conversion, which will bring the after sales activities. So you see that every single day now, because you want to achieve your 5 million naira in commission, every day you have to talk about something that is going to at least attract people to you. So that will lead us to the next thing I want to talk about, which is how to now manage your time, or how to guide your daily activities, which is found in the framework which is known as the um, the finder's time, the keeper's time, and what? The doer's time. Like we already said, so the finder's time is like the lead generation time. This is where you are you wear your CEO cap, because as a real estate agent or as a realtor, you are first a business owner. So what do business owners do? They go out to find customers that will in turn buy and increase their sales revenue for their business. So in the finder's time, this is where you are creating the content, posting those contents, and you are reaching out to people, telling them about what you do as a real estate agent. Do you understand? So here you are finding the people that are going to do business with you, which is already what we talked about as what lead generation. This way you are looking for the clients who will, the prospects who will come, who will raise up their hand for you to help them. So that is what the finder's time does. Now the keeper's time, this is where you you let's say you keep money, or you put money to find the people that will actually do business with you. So this one comes in the form of ads, billboards, creating flyers, creating awareness. All those things comes as eh? Do you sub on your phone? Thank you. Recharging the lights, put uh, subbing your phone, create exactly. So that is what you are doing with your keeper's time. So doer's time now, this is when you are actually doing what you said you are going to want to do. So this is when you're now reaching out to, if there are people that have already reached out to you and you promise to send them a particular property, that is when you have to send it to them. Do it. You said you were going to send it. It's you that said you're going to send that property. This is where you have to do it. This is also where you have to do the work that you have already assigned yourself to do. So in a particular day, your day will run like this. To structure your day, structure it this way. If you want to structure your day for success, you have to structure it this way. Have the finder's time, have the keeper's time, and what? Have the doer's time. When you structure your day like this, it will also help you to stay focused, because life is filled with what? Distractions. And if you are not gaining your traction per time, distraction will take you away. So the only way you can stay focused and exhibit your daily habits as a successful realtor is having a goal and using this framework in structuring your day and sticking to it. So when you do all of this, you will become what? A successful real estate agent, because when you are actively when you are consciously learning how to generate leads or generating leads, when you are consciously nurturing leads, you see that you don't even have time at the end of the day. And that is why you see some real estate agents, for somebody like me, I may be in my office from morning till evening. I will not step out. But what am I doing? I'm doing just these three things that I've just mentioned. I'm finding time to um, post my content. I'm finding time to create my content, and I'm finding time to follow up on the people that I have told that I'm going to follow up on. And I'm also finding time what? To close, right? To close the leads that I've generated. So when you want to become a successful realtor, just know that these are the things that you are supposed to do. And when you see yourself not doing any of these things, it means that you are just you are just real. You have not added the thought at the end of it. Welcome, ma. So it means that you just want to be among the okay real estate agents. You don't want to be among the successful real estate agents. Any any questions so far? Any questions so far? So as let me just summarize. So we've learned so far about what differentiates a successful or successful people from the rest, right? And what differentiates successful realtors from the rest. So if you want to be successful, I said what? You need to decide that you want to be successful, and you need to be intentional about it, right? And you should be ready to put in the work that is going to help you to become successful, right? So so and I've talked about the daily activities of a real estate agent, right? The daily activities of a real estate agent. We've talked about that. Number one is what? Number one is what? Lead generation. Then number two, lead nurturing. This is where you nurture the people that you have generated. Then number three, lead conversion. This is where you are getting them to pay, right? And then finally is what? After sales activities. This is where you do what you said you are going to do. Now they have bought. You said, oh, you get your documents. Ensure they get the documents. You get allocated. Ensure they get allocated. You will get what else? You can start fencing your property, or you can move into your property. Ensure that they get all of that. All right. So now, and I talked about hack or um I also talked about that successful real estate agents, what they do is that they focus on these things that we have stated, Abby, on these activities that we've stated. And then I now gave a hack on how you can stay focused on, how will I say, the hack of becoming a successful realtor, right? And I said you can do that by setting what? A goal, an income goal. Yes. You have to set an income goal or target. So when you have an income goal, it's going to help you to stay what? Focus. So it will also help you to become what? Intentional. You are no longer doing things randomly. You are no longer doing things based on hope. You are not doing things. You are not doing things intentional. And what what it means being intention, like how I usually define my own intention is that anything that we focus on that will move the needle in my own favor or in the favor of the people I want to serve is what? Intention. That's what intention is. So so now what you should be doing is every single day when you are doing something, when you are scrolling on your phone, you should now ask yourself, is this thing helping me to make the money that the income goal that I've already set for myself? Do you understand? Or is this thing distracting me from the intention that I already have for myself? So when you have an income goal, it helps you to stay focused. So if you say, oh, for the next month, between now till June, I want to make 1 million naira in sales, 1 million naira in commissions. God forbid. 1 million is not possible because how? So if I decide that in the next um in, between now until June, yes, I want to make 5 million naira in commission or 10 million naira in commission, you know that I have work to do. Because first, I need to become a person that can earn 5 million naira in commission. So when you are doing the work, it is now working on you that it will now come and work for you. So sometimes when people are saying, oh, this one is happening, this one is not happening, I'll tell you that that is your time of what? Growing, right? When I said my goal was 100K when I started, it's because I've not become somebody that would want to what? Earn millions or earn 1 million. But what happened? As soon as I made that 100K in commission or above it, I started desiring to become somebody that can earn millions. And I started doing more work. And for you to earn more, it means you need to do more work. Now, the work may not necessarily be kitty kitty kata kata. may be committing to learning on how you can make this money smarter or faster. Do you understand? If you don't have any marketing skills, this is where you are going to sit down to learn marketing. How do people buy? How do you talk to somebody to get them pay for something? That thing is what? Work. You have to learn it. And that's why when I started reading a lot of books, sales books. I read a lot of sales and marketing books, right? Because there are some things that if you don't learn it, you will learn it in a hard way. And you don't want to learn it in a hard way because by that time you may lose money because you did not learn it. So for you to become that person that can achieve these goals, for you to become a successful person, there are some things that is going to help you to become a successful person, which is also part of the knowledge you are supposed to acquire. So that is why I started learning about marketing that time. I started learning how to talk to people. I started learning how to look at people eyeball to eyeball and tell you to pay. So when are you paying for the property? I'm looking at, but before now, I can't even tell you to pay. I'm running around. I'm running around doing every other thing except asking the person to pay because I can't even say it. But I started reading a lot of books, that watching a lot of podcasts. This guy download that time. I consumed his content. Started creating content like 9 years ago. I dug his page, ate every of his content. That time I know used to sleep now. I consumed it that if I want to speak to you, I will go and watch a video of him that said, if a client said this. And me, I like to take action. Oh. I would like to practice it. Let me see how it will happen. So I will go and watch that content. And next time I'm speaking with a client, I will record it. As I'm watching it, I'm noting it down because writing always helps me to remember. So as I'm writing it down, by the time I'm communicating with it, sometimes I will not even know that I'm already that I've already stuck to my brain. I'm already doing it. So that is how I started learning how to close. I did not learn how to close by chance. Because as at that time, Mr. BJ does not even have most time he doesn't even have the chance. Right? So there are some things that will not come to you by chance. You have to intentionally learn it. So if you want to make 5 million naira in sales, you know that you need to become somebody that can talk to people that will get them to pay. You learn how to market. You learn how to when in marketing, it also shows in how you communicate in your videos. Do you understand? When you are creating your videos, because you now understand marketing. So before now, I used to think that posting flyers or posting marketing. Yes, it's part of awareness, but it's not marketing. So I started watching videos on marketing, reading books about marketing, what marketing actually is. So it means that you create awareness and get people inspired, that they get interested in what you have to sell in your products. And you know that real estate is not a business that people just wake up and desire. Some people they have never owned a property in their lifetime. Some people they will never even own the property till they die. Some people they don't even see the need why they should own the property. So it is now your duty to learn how can you communicate to these people? How can you, make the ground so soft for them to start build an enabling environment that can now start making them to think of buying a property. You understand? That is what will now inform or bring up the kind of content you want to create. Because I knew marketing, I started doing things in different ways. You understand? Because then I just used to post flyers. And Facebook people are very well kind people like that. They will come and tell you, keep it up. Now that maybe it's only me and my cousin that will come and like the post. The rest, I kept doing these things. So when I now saw Mr. Jeff, and I always see him, he's going for site inspection. I'll be viewing his status. So he's He's posting where he's selling documents. He's doing, this guy is selling. How is he selling? So until I started working with him, I started understanding that, oh, this is how it actually works. It's not about posting flyer. It's not about writing 50 feet by 100 feet available in Tinker's Corner. Urgent. It's always urgent. I say urgent. So you now understand that it's beyond urgent. It's beyond this. People have to trust you first. So you have to become a person of trust. You have to become somebody that they can trust with 5 million or 50 million. How will somebody contact you and buy a property worth 50 million naira from you? Who are you first? You're chosen. So it means that for you to become successful, you have to become a person of success. People like to relate with successful people. So it is very important that you learn all of it. Learn how to market. So when you have your income goal, you say to start working on you because you want to achieve that goal. You want to do whatever is going to take you to achieve that goal. Right? So that is why I was going on YouTube, watching this video, watching that video, watching this video, because I want that the day I closed my first deal that brought 1 million naira commission Makotaro in 2022. I've already watched a lot of content, man, especially on closing and reading books. So by the time I took the client sent her representatives, sent her sister and her brother-in-law. Now they came and I took them for inspection. By the time I finished speaking with them that day, when we got back to the office, they were filling form, they wanted to pay. Mr. John was trying to, he said, no, they said I've said everything. Oh. Hey! Like, he said, I don't know what this girl put in her mouth. Shall say, they are not going back. That they want to do the transaction, and they came all the way. I think they came all the way from Port Harcourt that day. So they said they start telling the minutes everything. Then stay there to call the sister that they get the woman should pay. So you see that if I was in that stage of 100K, where I don't know anything about marketing, where I've not understood myself, I don't even know how to talk. I don't even know how to tell them to pay. I would have not closed that deal, and that is why I say that it's no longer enough to to wait for your time. You have to prepare for the time to come, right? You have to prepare for the time to come. So that when that time come, you will not embrace it and collect your money. So it's very important that when you are setting your income goal, don't only not only feel that you have to just achieve the income goal, allow the goal to work on yourself so that at the end of the day you can now achieve this. So when you set a goal that, oh, and so maybe set a goal that by June you should make 5 million, and at the end of June you not make 5 million, but you made, let's say, another amount, 2 million or 3 million. Don't be too hard on yourself. Still set it back or push harder towards it. It means that you still have more work to do for yourself. You understand? So these things are just going to push you to work on yourself at the end of the day. So whatever goal you are setting, you are not doing a challenge for doing a challenge sake. You are doing a challenge because because the challenge is going to challenge you first. It's going to work on you. Do you understand? For me to stand here now and be talking to you without my legs shaking. Hey God. It's, it's beyond mercies of God though. I took it by fire. Because before now, anything that will make me Muabu Jacinta stand in front of where two or more people are gathered. No, 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 no. No, no. Everything will start doing me. I will avoid. I want to wear. I'll be pressed. I want to use the restroom. Like I will avoid it. I will avoid it. Yeah, I will avoid it by all means. Even that time, small meeting that is all of us that is in the room. Oh, small meeting, you will not hear my voice. So nothing will make my voice to come out. Nothing will make my voice to be heard, right? But over time, I started trying, right? I started pushing because I know that remaining at that stage is not going to get me to where I want to be. So you just have to allow yourself to fidget, even be sweating. I remember the first thing I handled, my mouth was shaking, my body was shaking, I was sweating on top. All right. So, but over time, I started doing it. Now, I can stand right here and talk without, without shaking. Yes. So, it's not about power. Yes, I've gained power over time. So, what I'm saying is that you should allow it to work on you. You cannot become that person by chance. You cannot, yes, there's still the part of prayer, but you cannot still become that person by prayer. You have to do the work. So you want to start creating content and you just want to automatically start sounding smart. It's not going to happen. No matter how you pray, it's not going to still happen because you have to allow yourself to pass through that process. God God Himself showed us everything is by process. Everything in life is by process. So, for any stage you want to attain, you have to pass through the process. And that is why you cannot jump and make a sale without you generating a lead. Now, it can happen by fluke where you are on your own, your friend called you. And I say, oh, I saw that you used to post flyers. There's this my friend. I've already told him about you. And somehow, the thing now went through. Ha! Glory, but it's not going to it's not sustainable because how many times are you going to sell by that chance? That may be the only and final client you ever have if you don't work on yourself. So you have to intentionally work on yourself to become successful. For you to become successful or for you to be able to achieve any goal you want to achieve, you have to what? Allow yourself to be worked on. So when people are telling me, oh, and I want to post, yeah, how do I say? I posted my video. It's just one person. I'm not getting views. Are you there for views? Is it views that you want or you want clients? Maybe people are not reaching out to you yet because they don't even know you first. You have not even committed your time to letting people know you, and you're already complaining about views. You have not even committed yourself to learning how to talk to people. You're already complaining about views. Or when you're telling me, oh, I've been trying to convince this client, there's something that is missing there. When you are committed to convincing client because first maybe you don't have knowledge enough that is going to get that client to trust you to pay. Remember I said that confidence sells. So if you don't have knowledge, you will not have confidence, right? And if you don't have confidence, it will show when you are communicating. To not be like you are begging the client to come and buy. And when it has gotten to that stage, let's start whining you. And you now come and telling me, I'm trying to convince the client. First, what I will understand when you're telling me you're trying to convince the client, first, you don't know how marketing works. Second, you don't know how to close. Third, you don't know how to follow up. And again, you're not generating enough leads. You don't know marketing. Because if you have enough leads, you will not tie your umbilical cord around somebody, around one person that is posting you. You have a lot of people that is messaging you. Sometimes you get you get busy with trying to get somebody to buy, other people to buy, and forgetting somebody that told you no. You not even send it. You saying, Papa, sorry, right? So when you are telling me those kind of, if you don't want to experience those kind of things, you need to work on yourself. You need to learn. Learning is the first thing. You need to learn. You need to learn. Attend trainings like this. Learn on your own too. One of the biggest challenge we have is sitting our bum down to learn. Sitting our sitting ourselves down still to learn. The internet is becoming so distracting that if you are not conscious about it, before you know it, you're already 50 and you have not done or achieved anything for yourself. So that's why sometimes if I feel like I'm consuming people's content, I'll become angry at myself. I'll, that's why I know it's allow him to rest. Team. Because I cannot be consuming other people's content when my own is not out. Yes, so for them to for me to go, my own should be there so that other people will be consuming it too. So we should not allow ourselves to be so much distracted because if you cannot learn, if you cannot sit yourself down to learn, that's why I said everything is being intentional. If you want to be successful, you have to be very intentional about it. You have to learn, and that's why you can sit yourself down to learn, right? Set yourself, oh, by this particular time, I'm just going to be. But when you are hunger for something, when you have a hunger for something, for me, that time that everything was doing me, right? I know that I needed to commit to learning for me to move from that stage I was, right? Because the truth is that even at this stage I am right now, I'm already um eager to learn to move from this particular stage I am right now. Because the knowledge that brought me here is not enough to take me to the next level I want to be. So at every point you need knowledge. At every point you need to keep what? Learning, right? So if you want to be good at sales, you need to read books, watch salespeople. That's why most people I follow on Instagram are salespeople that are talking about marketing, how to talk to clients, how to do this. Because I also want to be good with sales, right? If you want to be good with sales, if you want to be good with talking to clients, you need to commit to reading books and learning from other people. I mean, the internet is a big place that so many knowledge and so many things are out there that you can easily find and learn. You can learn easily now with the internet. So if you feel that you're not good with something, go and learn about it. You understand? Go and learn about it. There's no excuse for you to be at the stage you are. And again, allow yourself to learn too, right? Don't that like that time. I would not want to sound like Dan Lok because Dan Lok has built himself over time. Somebody that has millions of subscribers, have done billions in dollars and all of that. I may not be able to sound like him, but I was sounding like me part time. I was learning and implementing it what part time, and over time I became what better. So with this, I would just say that um, for your daily activities, first, for your daily activities as a real estate agent or as a successful real estate agent, if you want to become a successful realtor, you need to what? Focus on you need to commit to learning, focus on lead generation, lead nurturing, and lead conversion, and even after sales activities. And for you to stay focused on the activities that you do daily, because whether we like it or not, your daily activities is going to determine your outcome at the end of the day. So at the end of December, at the end of the year, if you want a good outcome, is the the activities you are doing today is going to show your outcome by the end of the year, whether we like it or not. So if you are the same way you were last year, and at the end of this year, okay, you were the same 2022, nothing changed. You are still in the same income level. Your income is rotating in one level. Then in 2024, same thing. 2025, it means that you're not working on yourself and you're not intentional at becoming a successful person. You need to what? Set yourself up for success. So at the end of the day, our daily activities, the phones we are pressing, the laxity and other things that we are allowing in our lives is affecting who we are becoming at the end of the day. So if you keep giving yourself excuses, at the end of the day, you become a person of excuses, whether we like it or not. And like my boss always say, you cannot make excuses and make money at the same time. It's either you're making excuses or you are what? Making money. You can't do both at the same time. So if you're supposed to deliver something now and you not deliver that thing, the next time you are giving a lot of excuses for that thing. At that time you have not made money. Oh. What you're making that time is what? Excuses. Right? But when you do something that you say you're going to do and do it on time and do it when you are supposed to do it, then you are setting yourself up for the money that's supposed to come with it. So I said, if you want to become a successful realtor, commit to learning, learn lead generation, commit to lead generation, commit to lead conversion, commit to lead nurturing. And I said the hack for you to stay committed to your daily activities that is going to define your daily activities is what? By setting a goal or a target. Have an income goal per time so that that income goal is going to motivate you and direct your every day, your day-to-day actions. When you have an income goal, you see that every single day you know that you are working towards something. But when you don't have anything that you're working towards to, you stay distracted, right? If they call you here, you go. If they call you here, you go because you don't have any goal for yourself. What you end up working for other people that has goals. So I think with this, we've come to the end of today's training. If you have any question, you can ask me. Those in the live session, any if you have any questions, those in the comment section. If you have any, if you have any comment section, if you have any question, please ask me. So I believe that we have a an action plan, right? From this training. I believe we have an action plan. The most important thing is executing. Executing. When you listen, when you write it down, please execute. Do the do. Do the work. Work the work. And don't play with your work. Alright? So if there's no other question, I think we'll be calling it a today is what, a Thursday. All right, all right. That'll be all for today. Thank you so much, everybody, and enjoy a great day. All right.